Nobody's eaten the entire bag.
He's going for the world record
on this podcast yet. So D'Angelo, unfortunately,
you're about to be
might get
upstaged.
Don't worry, he's competitive. He ate like 3 bags. Like, fuck you guys.
He's not even a rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, I rap in one of my songs.
Very nice.
Now your music is kind of this like vibey, electric.
I've never listened to his
trippy.
music.
Yeah, because you're not a loyal supporter. If it's not about him, he's not interested. You know what I'm saying? How them ghost pepper chips hitting you yet?
They're tasty.
They're not bad.
So we tried to record this earlier, and per usual, we screwed up. So
welcome back to our Broke Ass Podcast.
So yeah.
Ryan Sellick's
Hungry.
Yeah, taking the challenge.
Welcome back to the Melon Yellow Podcast.
He's exhausted, so we've kept him past his prime, but he's been teaching us the entire way here. We've learned a lot in this fucked up ass episode. So we appreciate the guidance.
Oh, hell, I got like a big old chunk of flavoring in that one.
Yeah, eat it.
Suck it.
Dust.
You gotta get the dust too.
You can't have anything to drink for the next 30 minutes.
Fuck that.
God damn.
I did not agree to that part.
You don't know that. Don't get it on your lips, man.
So, how do these compare to the Carolina Reaper? Not even close.
So, like, you ate just like a...
I'm trying to think of an analogy, but I'm kind of toast right now, but not even close, yeah. Carolina Reaper is like macing yourself. This is just like a really, really hot Dorito pepper.
We need to mace ourselves.
Dorito chip.
Yeah.
We should mace ourselves.
Fuck that shit. I like my eyes.
Just eat a Reaper.
Facebook Live.
Yeah, so eat a Reaper.
Get on that.
Where did you get it?
Thumbs up.
Nah, of course.
My podcast.
Your PIC. So with the podcast and procrastination, like, so you mentioned earlier before we got rolling, like that you were like doing this podcast, The Forge and Flame, and that you're like, man, I'm thinking about quitting.
Yep.
Dive into that
Something
real quick while you down these chips.
How are they? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna cry.
What's the heat?
Don't quit podcasting. I believe in you. You guys lifted us up, and it's important. We're trying to do the same, man.
So yeah, when do you think when do you think you'll get back in, or when do you think a comeback's ready? You need a drink?
He doesn't know what to do right now. Oh yeah, here it comes.
You need a water?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're hot, but
What are you doing?
I'm crying.
How's it feel, man?
I feel really emotional right now, bro.
Let it all out, bro.
Like, you guys totally fucked this up.
Hey,
We
he
did.
crushed the whole
We
bag
did.
by himself. Rock star. Now he's over here snotting on rags and shit.
Just take the whole thing out, bro.
Just take it all out. Hey, you sprayed it in my
It's
water.
COVID season, bro. Yeah,
man. Keep your snot rags over there, bro.
Yeah. It's hot, but it's
What would
definitely manageable.
What would you rate it?
All right. Hold up.
Wait a second. It smells like I'm in like a daycare.
So I've never been good with hot foods. They make me moisturize.
That's how I
taste.
am.
But the Reaper was a 10. Eating that whole bag real quick is about a 6.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you got a
That's a
nice
good
little
number.
dew happening up here on the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the nose running.
I perspire a lot when I eat
nice.
spicy foods. Yeah, it tasted good though. It was a good flavor.
I think it tastes like Doritos almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just
You get a nice little kick
It's
to
a
it.
it's a delayed reaction, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it stacks. The more where you eat them, it gets a little more intense.
I think we should end it by eating some jelly beans.
Oh.
You don't have to partake.
Yeah, I'm good. All right.
So yeah, tell us about lead salad
Well, wait, I'm still trying to figure out is fucking what's the next episode of Forge and Flame?
Yeah, it's
I got a jalapeno.
kind of hard to talk right now.
Yeah, that's all right. Take your time.
Well,
I
hand me those real quick. Guess I gotta go in. What did you take?
jalapeno.
Of course you did.
Jalapeno.
Little bitch.
Hey man,
Little bitch waffle.
I always crushing my spirits, man. They told me I had to mute myself on my own podcast.
Yeah, sometimes.
How you gonna have a podcast and not talk?
Because you talk about
But he can't talk.
Whose idea was this?
Man, baby Nick's.
Baby
Wow.
Nick.
Yeah, man. What do you?
So this was supposed to happen at the end of the podcast, but yeah, we started and had some technical difficulties.
Hell
Had
yeah.
to start over. Happens sometimes. We learned some stuff. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Those are hot.
And then I've been staring at those chips this whole time. I was supposed to eat them at the end, and like we were getting close to wrapping it up. I felt like we were at least like halfway through. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat those motherfuckers. And then when we started rolling, I thought it'd be cool to just jump right in the deep end.
Absolutely. Get it rolling.
My mouth's on fire.
He's pretty sensitive to hot stuff. He only
I
had
can't
one
take
chip
anything.
the first time.
I've
It
always
was
been.
rolling.
Yeah, but I didn't eat a jalapeno.
I'm relatively sensitive.
I went all in.
myself,
I got a
but
ghost pepper.
I've been trying to get my heat tolerance up.
Oh, dude, all you gotta do is just chomp down on a Carolina Reaper, and it's just like once you experience that, everything else just kind of gets the volume turned down a little bit. It's just never
Yeah, you
quite
still
as
got
bad.
a sweat and the nasal drip.
Yeah, the
Gets the shit rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Open you up.
It's hot. Ooh.
So the pain of the heat, I can deal with the pain. The pain's not the problem.
It's hard
It
you
is-
can't
it
take
is
your
difficult.
attention off of it.
It is difficult when you're trying to eat something and you're trying to enjoy food, and the pain is so overwhelming that you can't enjoy it anymore. That's a different thing, but when you're eating something specifically to cause yourself a bunch of pain, like it's just like, okay, I get it. Like it's like getting a tattoo. Like
Yeah.
you sit down and you're not expecting it to be like, you're not expecting it to tickle. So for me to sit there for a few hours and get some tattoo work, it's not a big deal, but. I got a high pain tolerance. I get beat up in jiu-jitsu all the time. So
what's
we
a
talk
big
all about that.
What's a bigger release, like jiu-jitsu or your music?
They're different, man. Jiu-jitsu is more necessary because I have crazy energy, and if I don't keep that in check with some kind of extreme physical exercise of some type, I get crazy. And
I
lose
can
my
appreciate
mind.
that.
But I think everybody has that to some extent. But jiu-jitsu is great because when you train jiu-jitsu, it is not only strenuous physical exercise, but it's also you're learning something. So you're kind of absorbed by just learning this thing. And it's sort of a meditation when you get to sparring. When you get to sparring, you cannot think about anything else. Like if somebody is trying to strangle you, you literally cannot think about anything else if you tried. Some of the more experienced people can carry on a conversation and kind of like sing songs in their head as they're going because they're really experienced with it. But still, especially when you're first starting off, you tend to exert yourself a little too much, which is good for your fitness and stuff, but it's not efficient. Right. So you're kind of in that fight mode, and you leave there and you feel like you just meditated for an hour. You just feel like you worked out for an hour.
I can't wait to come get choked out.
I can choke you right now. I told you. I'd
Man,
teach you how to
You
choke.
said you were going to.
I am.
No, I mean
Joey's gonna get choked out by
I'm
Ryan
not gonna
on
choke
this
you
pod.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna fight. I'll
No,
break
you.
your shit.
No, here's what I think would be cool is for you to let me show you how to do a proper rear naked choke, and then I'll show you. And then literally, like when I show you, you tap, I stop, and then you get to do it on me, and then I get to kind of tweak it and make sure you're doing it correctly. Like it's what I do with my first time students because I teach introductory lessons. I take in people and show them the academy that I work at, and teach them an introductory lesson, a few basic jiu-jitsu techniques, kind of cover the philosophy of jiu-jitsu, the purpose, why it's the most effective singular martial art, and I think I'm about over the heat now. It just tastes like blood in my mouth.
Yeah, I don't have any taste. My tongue is literally just vibrating and it hurts.
All right, cool. All right, well, 9 minutes in, that's not too bad. I feel like I finished that, right around 2 or 3 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I mean, you went hard. I give you credit. I think I would be struggling, bro. I'm gonna have to do it eventually.
No.
We got what like.
Those were delicious though, man. They were really
you
good.
wanna go ahead and smash another one
No thanks. You got another one?
We do
You're
have
gonna
one.
You're gonna do one?
right now?
Yeah, you only had a jalapeno.
Let's wait until the end of the podcast.
Oh
and
my
then both of you
God.
guys are gonna smash one.
My butthole is gonna burn.
Oh, we had burritos too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
With that spicy ass
this is a
sauce.
Bad idea. Cheese, it's gonna be stuck in me for like tomorrow.
Just
Your poops are already like 20 minutes long. It's probably gonna be about an hour long. Your feet are
some
gonna go numb.
vegetables, different
I'll be
types
taking
of
the
fibers.
millennial shits. I just go sit down and then I do social media for 20 minutes. I don't even actually poop.
Yeah,
Mr.
you're
New
on
to
the-
social
you're
media.
on the
How's
social
that,
media
bud?
now,
Oh
yeah.
man, you know what? I've preached vigorously about disconnecting and social media being the blight of humanity. But and then just off of our last podcast with Drea D'Angelo, everybody said at one point during our cast that it's like, man, I'm the happiest when I'm disconnected. Like if I disconnect for a week, like it's the best week. It's like if I'm on social media, then you know something's wrong with me, or something like that. And so off the cusp of that, and basically everybody, even like yourself on your podcast when we were on yours, was like, you got to be on social media to be successful. You have to have a social media presence. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to get addicted to social media real quick, and Facebook and the gram, and
You have to be
see
able
how
to
quickly I
connect
can
with
get
people.
kicked off. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to connect with people. Like if
Yeah.
you're starting something like a podcast, you have to be able to connect with your audience on some level. That isn't to say you need to fall into the trap of social media.
Agreed.
The trap of social media right now is that it's quite literally a drug. Like
Absolutely,
if you
no
consider
It's a constant
drug,
dopamine kick.
yeah, if you consider a drug as
Notification,
something
yes.
that modifies
Somebody
the
condimented on my post.
condimented on my hot dog.
Ooh.
No, if you think if
Yeah,
you think about
There's a lot of that going on too. You know what I'm saying?
there's yeah, I mean
Where
hey.
did this go?
Hey man.
But if you think about what a drug modifies your brain chemistry. That's exactly what social media is. But also, you curate your own echo chamber.
Yeah.
So, based on the things that you like, based on the things that you scroll past, based on the videos that you watch and how long you watch them,
It's scary, bro.
it modifies your feed because it's specifically trying to keep you on the platform longer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all it's interested
absolutely.
in. It's interested to keep you on there so that you view more ads so that they make more money.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
'Cause
it doesn't give a fuck if you're happy. It doesn't give a fuck if you're getting not a complete view of reality.
But
That's
yeah,
why
the-
people are becoming a lot more
Yeah,
separated.
you get that false sense of happiness and security and connection and so on and so forth, while we're saying everybody stay in.
Yep. Stay inside. Wear your mask. Be a good
Absolutely.
boy.
That's scary. But, so now I have to speak on the positive side. So, like, being able to connect with people, and then, like, I got into, as a proud dyslexic, I jumped into some dyslexia groups to see kind of what the tone is and what people are talking
I
about.
think I saw something about that.
Yeah, so, and it's been very interesting. I write in a real dumb, fucked up ass way, and I know you hate it, and there's a lot of people that hate it. And they're like, stop. Your brother was texting me today. He was like, stop texting me this way. And I was like, you're fine, I'll just call you, bro. I plan on just calling him like every 3 seconds and be like, oh yeah, by the way, this too. And then just, I'll phone text
Al
him.
Saboteur.
Yeah, Saboteur. But, yeah, man. We trying to talk about grinding through adversity and stuff like that. So still, you've yet to be able to answer, whether Forge of Flame is going to be able
I
to
don't
keep
remember
burning.
what podcast we're on, man, because we talked about a lot of this stuff, and then we had some technical difficulties, and then I blew my face up, and then now I don't even know where I'm at.
It's
But
as my Facebook wife would say, it's a roller coaster. It's
Yeah.
just we have no idea what we're doing.
no, it's
right?
cool.
And we're out here just
But you're
fucking
just
it.
doing it.
Zero.
You're just doing it, but
We're
so
just doing it, man. We're doing it.
just do it.
Just do it, man. But that's hard to do, is to just do it, right?
Yeah.
It's part of that paralysis that comes along with the procrastination and so on and so forth.
Yep.
What took you so long to get the music out? What was the...
Yeah, 12
What was
years
the
on a
holdup?
song, man.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about it on the previous episode that will never be released. Ever. So 3 of the songs took
You
2 to 3
don't know
years.
that, man.
Yep. It's gone. Dude.
My name is Ryan. I'm a musician and a professional podcaster. I'm better than you guys. You guys
Yeah.
blew it.
To an extent, he's better than us.
Fucked up.
Absolutely.
Hey, you got a space, man. You got a big leg up on
Yeah,
us.
this is the dojo, by the
this
way.
is the dojo.
Dojo.
This place is awesome.
Dojo.
Yeah, well, thanks for bringing your jiu-jitsu nonsense into the dojo.
So, looping it back to the Forging Flame thing, I had a conversation with my co-host, Nick Hinton, about quitting, basically, because I was just, I was worn out. It's not making any money. I'm spending like 15, 20 hours a week trying to like really keep things going. I'm producing it. We're shooting the podcast. I'm editing it. I'm doing the stuff on the website, doing the social media stuff, trying to manage everything. And it just got overwhelming. We made 21 episodes within like 2 to 3 months or something. It's like we had
you guys were on a fucking roll.
Yeah, you guys were putting them out.
You guys had a lot of interviews lined up, and I think the scheduling aspect is just we're fucking so unorganized.
Yeah, as you can tell,
we're the worst.
It got overwhelming, and I just wasn't sure if I wanted to keep going with it. But I had that conversation with Nick. He ended up calling me and. Basically, at first he said that the fact that I'm struggling financially right now because I'm kind of, working for myself, I'm teaching jiu-jitsu, but I don't have a steady source of income.
Right.
He said that, if you were financially set right now and you said that, I'd be a little bit more worried, So he has a point that, things are kind of tight right now, so maybe just taking a break is good. But I got COVID beginning of October. So we basically had to take 2 to 3 weeks off. Yeah. And then coming back to the table, I was just kind of like, man, I just don't even fucking want to do anything, so.
It's easy to fall into those states of just exhaustion. Yeah. And I think that's just the best. It's hard to get motivated. It's hard to just jump into getting things done, and especially once you've lost a rhythm to start back up.
I think that's what's our hardest part. Was getting back up into it. We moved in, and then we had all this time that we were just doing nothing. Yeah. We say, oh, we're gonna start here.
It was necessary though. I think to just kind of let things settle in.
It's important to find that rhythm, and that's something we talked about. That it's that that's the cat that's trying to fuck me, guys.
My cat is in love with Ryan. She's such a slut.
That's not gonna help.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why is that the solution? Smell the tips of my fingers.
I was gonna say, what are you? Are you the cat? Whoa.
Yeah, you are.
But finding a rhythm. Finding a rhythm is important. It's just finding a process that works. A constant having those steps laid out, to know which step you're on instead of having to figure that out every single time. That's super important. And that really just comes from doing it, but just keep your eye out for those type of systematic things. The more you can systematize things, that was one of the pieces of advice we were given early on, is the better you can systematize things, the more smoothly it'll just continue to run. But there will be that point where you just burn yourself out if you're anything like me, and you don't give yourself any breaks, and you don't have a social life, and you don't have really anything else going on other than this obsessive need to make something of your existence.
The creative drive is powerful though.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's necessary to kind of fall into these pits, man, because those lows, I think, really drive that creative spirit in this really fucked up way. But I don't know, man. But I'm proud of you for pushing out the music and pushing through your adversity, and I hope that you and Nick, get it back rolling, man. It's like I said, however I can be a part of it and support.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you need to use this space, go ahead.
Hey, this isn't your house, is it? Or do you live here?
Hell no, but he doesn't pay rent in his own house. Yeah, man, we're
Yeah, that's the tricky part about it, is we could probably get something going in Nick Hinton's garage. It's just not a very friendly place to have a bunch of strangers come in the house. You know what I mean?
And I'm concerned about that to some degree as well. So, but yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we talked about all of this being about just trying to uplift and keep motivated and keep pushing ourselves up and freeing ourselves with our innate creativity. And when you said that you were doing a podcast about the creative process, and I was 100% behind and happy that you invited me over. And it's all come full circle because you had a cancellation, and we're like, hey, I know it's really last minute, but make it out here. And we made it work, and it was awesome. It was fun, and it was enlightening, and yeah, and it helped drive us.
It was a big eye opener to see how everything worked.
Absolutely, the behind the scenes. Cool. Yeah, it was fun. Really cool stuff, and so again.
And then you guys had a cancellation today, and you hit me up.
Absolutely, and it worked out, and it was great.
Well, I was like, I have to do it because I got to let that full circle.
Absolutely,
happen,
I appreciate that you the synchronicity spoke to you.
Yeah. Well, my belly's a little warm right now.
You're blowing it.
Yeah.
Is it sitting in there like a rock?
No, not like a rock. It's actually kind of pleasantly warm. It's like you just drank a glass of whiskey, a little warm.
No, very nice.
Yeah, it's a little pleasant, a little concerning.
I want to throw up, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know if on this episode if we talked about your new song yet or new EP.
New EP just dropped. It's called Move On. It's from my project named Lead Salad. Lead Salad as in a bowl full of bullets. I got the idea from Fight Club. There's that ridiculous scene where they're about to castrate him, and he says, the next guy out of the store gets a lead salad. And I don't know why that stuck. And it's really a stupid name because everybody reads it as lead salad. So that makes no sense. Even like if you try to say like, Alexa, play lead salad, she's going to be like, playing lead salad. It's like, she corrects you. She knows what you meant.
Yeah.
But I had that dilemma when making the project name, and I thought about spelling it like LED, like Led Zeppelin. I'm like, nah, that's too much like Led Zeppelin. That's not cool. So I just kept it LEAD, salad.
Yeah. It's the lead salad.
Yeah, it's going to lead you to the salad.
Absolutely. Nutrition way.
But it basically started as me trying to figure out my own kind of solo process because I typically play guitar in bands, and that's kind of how I work out songs and play music and stuff. But I had all of these tools to do all this stuff myself. But it's always been difficult for me because I need some kind of soundboard when I'm working with something. I need to be able to put my music on something, hear it, and then interact with it that way. Because as I'm playing it, that's only one mode of experiencing the sound. I kind of need a conversation out of it. So
yeah. Do you soundboard with people like that too with the music?
I can.
Or is it more just
I can if I'm in a band
session
type thing. But like when I'm doing it by myself, I sometimes I have a looper pedal, so I'll loop a guitar idea that I have, and then I'll play something over it and come up with something that way. Or maybe I'll record something on my Mac and then just have an idea and then play something over that. What I've found with Lead Salad is that it is most effective when I come up with my first ideas on the laptop itself. So if I come up with my first ideas on the guitar and then I put it on the laptop and try to have the laptop react to what's happening on my guitar, it tends to be really hard for one, but also it tends to just not work as well.
Yeah.
But if I make something kind of cool on here and then I react to it with my guitar, then it has a lot more interesting kind of sounds to it. So the way that I describe the project is if a psychedelic apocalypse had a soundtrack that blended elements of art rock, trip hop, and post-industrial music.
So that sounds really cool.
It's a lot of things, but it's real vibey though. It's really cool.
Did you play every instrument in your songs?
I did everything in there. From what you hear in there, there's the song One More Time has some synths that the guy that helped me mix and master, his name's Jason McCulley, jasonmcculley.com. Jason McCulley mixed and mastered it. He did a bang up job. Basically, without Jason and without my friend Dan Crawford, these songs would have only been half as cool because they really helped bring it out. So Jason helped me by mixing and mastering it. He did some of the synths. Real kind of backgroundy kind of stuff, nothing too up front. But Dan Crawford in the song Cosmic Trigger, he's playing drums in the first half of the song. But what's interesting about that song is that I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to have with the second half of the song. I wanted it to be like big, I wanted it to be crazy, so me and him just jammed on it. And and like, yeah, we just kind of went into it, and I think I recorded his drums and I recorded my guitar. The drums never really worked out, but basically what he was playing made me come up with something, and then I captured that, and then I ended up programming the drums after that. So long way of answering. Yes, he played like a little bit of drums on there, but for the most part, like 98% of everything on that EP is 100% me. Well, okay, that's stupid. 98% is 100%.
Not flexing my narcissism at all, but it's my EP.
What was like the hardest thing you found during that like the whole process of this?
The lyrics for One More Time.
That's the only. Is that the only one that has vocals?
Yeah. That's my first and only song that I've done lead vocals on. Lead vocals. Yeah, that was the hardest, because I had this idea of what I wanted to say. I had an idea of how I wanted to say it. It just wasn't coming out the way that I wanted it to. And working with words is not something that I'm really used to. I wanted to keep it interesting. I wanted to keep it kind of scathing. That song it's about watching somebody that you love kind of destroying themselves, but not really understanding why, and being kind of frustrated with it, and just being kind of real critical of their actions and behaviors and stuff. But it's not really coming from a place of so much of empathy. It's kind of like you're in your own head, like going, what the fuck, dude? Like, you got all this potential, and this is what you're doing, man. Like, look at this. So there was a way that I wanted to say that, and it just wasn't working for a long time. And then at some point, like, just coming back to it, then the beat wasn't working. Basically about 6 months ago, more like 9 months ago, I just completely uprooted it. So something wasn't working about it, and I was frustrated because I was working on it for such a long time. So what I ended up doing was I stripped it down to like a few elements that were working for it, like a few vocal lines, a few guitar parts, and I just tore it out. I ripped the garden apart, and then I was just like, okay, these things are working. Let's build it up from here. And then I rebuilt it, and then it was finally starting to work and come together, and yeah, it happened. And I'm pretty proud of that song. That song was in the works for 12 years.
Yeah,
now.
I enjoyed that one the most.
Cool.
Yeah. So and we also look to highlight that with your permission to highlight it at the end.
You now have my permission, Ryan Sellick. tled.music.com. Sponsored by Forging Flame.
I feel like if I were to write a song, like, I don't know if I would ever be able to finish it, because I don't know if I could write lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about this with Brandon. Like, I just, in my head, I'm like, I don't know how I could ever.
A song doesn't need lyrics, though. Like, if you think about what music is, like, it's just sound that decorates time. So within that, you understand that there's no rules, man, and that's what's so daunting about it, is that there's no rules. It could be anything. But we've all grown up with, I don't know, you're a lot younger than me and Joey over here, but we've all grown up with music, and when we experience music, we experience it like this perfect and holy thing, that it seems so effortless. It just seems like it just happened, like seeing a tree for the first time. It's just like, well, that's just what it is. But in reality, the process that goes behind that, man, that's a lifetime in the making. It's fucking excruciating. But really, there's no rules to what music can be. It can be anything. And really, the process comes down to just a bunch of yes or no questions. Like, is this working? Yes or no? Okay. Nah, that sucks. We'll throw that away. And like, okay, is this working? Yes. Then, okay, keep that. It's just yes and no questions. And after you answer enough of those, then you get a whole song. And you just go from there. But it doesn't need lyrics, Like, most of my music doesn't have any lyrics. And I'm cool with that,
Just a vibey trip.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I like having visuals as opposed to lyrics. Like, a lot of people.
I was gonna ask who did the I love that.
His name is Sandypan.
Sandyman.
Sandypan. Sandypan.
Sandypan.
Sandypan. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
Pan
a guy.
or Pam.
Sandypan.
Is it Pan?
We'll spell it.
So SANDIPAN. It's a guy in India, and I found him on Fiverr. Fiverr. So fiverr.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a website where you can hire people for freelance work.
Nice.
So
we need to get on that.
Yeah, I found him on there, and actually he's the same guy who does the Forging Flame intro.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's the same dude. So
the intro's dope. That quick little.
I do like that.
Yeah. So he made that, and basically, I found him on there, and he has pretty affordable pricing things for like music videos and like little promo videos like that. And I just tossed him all of my music and had him make videos for it, and they turned out super fucking dope. Man, I really like them. I was
watching that one with the worms.
Yep.
I was like,
I'm gonna need to see these.
Yeah, it's nuts. They're on the gram.
They're on
follow Ryan.
ledsalladmusic.com. ledsalladmusic.com. They're from the videos are there, but also it's got links to the YouTube channel and everything as well.
And on that note, like, you're a jack of all trades. You're a web designer as well.
Yep. I made that website last minute.
Yeah.
Because a few days before the release, I want to say like 4 days before the release, I tried to get on there and make like a press release page so I could start hitting up blogs and stuff and say, hey, check this out. If it's cool, write about it. And I broke something. I fucked it up completely. I completely ruined the website. And I was just like, well, that happened. And one of my mantras when shit goes really wrong is every situation is an opportunity. So I was like, okay, well, what's the opportunity here? And I was like, well, I can put it in this different platform. I can make it look different. I can really use this to make something better. And dude, what I made on there was way better than
no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah, but that's why I say that.
Oh no, that was a mistake. There was I definitely fucked up.
But it was
bad.
But it led to something greater.
It led to something greater, and you know what? I'm glad I made that mistake with my thing and not like a client's website that I put like 80 hours into, and then like, okay, well, I'm gonna try this. Like, oh shit.
Well, just like tonight, we've had technical difficulties, and we'll continue to push through those things. But we had that same thing in our first podcast where the video went out, so we were like, shit, what are we gonna do with all this dead air at the end of this thing? So like, then we just filled it up with pictures. So it was kind of fun. We also had an experience where we tried to upload this video, and it was like we were trying to rush it, and for whatever reason it wouldn't fucking upload. So we spent like an entire day wasted trying to upload this thing. But then we were like, you know what, fuck it. The universe is telling us that we need to stop, go back and re-edit it the way that we should have, and put the time in. Yeah. So it worked out better.
It turned out way better.
Yeah.
Cool.
We learned several things. It pushed us to learn a few different things. So we just keep evolving and adding to it as we figure.
I'm excited to get back in that.
Why is learning so painful?
Man.
Necessary.
Bitch.
Necessary, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But just like we're open to figuring it out, and then it's pushing our creativity. We've got tons of ideas, so we've also got to then get off our ass and actually get some shit done as well. But that's what we're happy to collaborate with you guys as you're working through the space issue. So.
Slump. Space issue.
Forging Flame can't go down, man.
Forging Flame.
And you can't let the fire go out, bro.
Can't let the flame go out.
Don't let it smolder.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Your process too is what also forged Forging Flame.
Yeah.
Like, because you guys settled in on the creative process and wanting to talk to people about that because of your struggles, your successes in it as well, and the wisdom that you have to give now for up and coming people. Mm-hmm. It's necessary, but that also inspired us. We were like, you know what, we need to settle in on a central theme. Mm-hmm. So we talk about we were like, man, we're just gonna talk about grinding because it's hard to do this stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. There's always gonna be adversity, and we're trying not to let it break us.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of hit that theme. You know, we recently kind of expanded that theme a little bit. Instead of just focusing on the creative process, we decided that the podcast was going to be an unconventional deep dive into all forms of creativity.
Yeah.
So then that kind of widens the scope a little bit. So we're not just talking about process, but we can just talk with people that have different kind of flavors of creativity. Yeah. So what did kind of get me excited is one of the last times we met and talked about it, like, I haven't said anything to anybody about this. This might not be appropriate, but we talked about...
This is where you air it out.
Okay. Okay, so like we mentioned, no, you're good. Keep it where it is. Let's keep it steady. Let's keep it
keep it balanced, baby.
Keep it balanced. Talking right in the middle. So as we established it, it's a podcast about creativity. So we talk with musicians, we talk with artists, we talk with entrepreneurs, people, writers, anybody that.
I love the clothing store episode.
Yeah, that was cool too.
It was cool. You guys went in there and kind of
that was great. That was.
I want to go there too. I was like, I need to schedule an appointment now.
If you have $1,000 to drop on a get up. Yeah.
But it's dope though. It's a cool place. It looks like a cool place.
Where's that money coming from?
Yeah. Well,
gotta save up.
But one of our ideas was like when we were kind of debating the brand and kind of like whittling down like what we are and what our message is. It's like one of the ideas we had was like to do like a live show.
Yeah.
Like really it's like a art show / music show / variety show of some type. Like just basically do whatever we want with it. So
yeah, we'll loan our idiocy to you in that regard in any way possible as well. Happy to donate ourselves.
Well, I just said it publicly for the first time without permission from my co-host Nick Hinton. So
he's
you
down,
guys heard
bro.
it. You guys heard it first. If
Pressure is on.
If we don't quit, something like that might happen.
I love it.
Which is cool because
let's break some shit.
Don't quit.
Broadened our thing a little bit and now we have these different.
But that's part of the evolution, and we're trying to do the same thing. Like, I love our broke ass podcast and like what we're grinding through and like the little hiccups here and there because it's, I don't know, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Because
punk rock.
Absolutely, it's
Wayne's World.
Shit's nuts, bro.
Coke's going back.
Yeah. What else is on the docket?
What's a docket?
I don't have no idea. I heard some white people say that shit. So
it's because it's in Premiere Pro. It says take away the docket.
What?
On Premiere Pro.
Oh, you guys got Premiere?
It's a document, cuz.
No, never mind. He doesn't understand what I'm saying.
I have no idea. I am an illiterate remedial.
Okay.
No idea what's happening. I'm not Asian enough to actually work the computers.
I just got really relieved that...
the CFO is so mad.
Well, I'm not even going to mention it. I'm not even going to go there.
What happened? You got to go there now.
All right, well, I got to go there now, but like, just me dropping the R word in the previous unreleased episode
Racist?
that got... Not that one. So, yeah. Just going to leave it there.
Yeah, we say remedial. That's the nice way of saying.
That's going to be really offensive really
special
soon.
edition.
But no, what I said was
really soon.
Socially remedial, but the other R word. I was referring to myself.
Let's not have faith.
I feel terrible.
It's okay. We don't have that audio anymore.
I feel that's gone, but I still feel awful.
His stomach is burning as if he
my
ate a whole
stomach
bag
is
of...
burning. You guys saw
He's
me.
got
I was
an
real
ulcer
emotional when this podcast
Yeah,
started.
man.
I was overwhelmed with remorse.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
such a terrible person.
Yeah, and your choices to come here this evening and spit out your business.
Yeah, I could be sleeping right now or reading my books.
Reading my books.
Reading my books. What are you reading, President?
Yeah,
Man, I'm trying to finish up the 5th book of the Song of Ice and Fire series.
Oh, very nice.
So the Game of Thrones series, yep. They're and the reason I'm doing that is because first of all, they're so well written. And I've never geeked out on fiction books like that.
Abrams?
No.
No, that's George R.R. Martin.
I don't know who it is. J.J. Abrams. I don't know who that is.
I think he's a director.
Man,
isn't he?
robot. I don't know. Lost. And,
Yeah. But I've never been like.
She's losing it.
I've never been excited about a book coming out,
Nice.
and he's been working on his next book, Winds of Winter. He's been working on it since like 2011, I think, and like I was like, man, I want to get
it's
caught
immense.
up.
Like when you look at all those connections, like it's crazy, bro.
It's insane.
A Facebook wife was against watching. She was like, I don't understand how they speak and all this dungeons and like these dragons.
Subtitles.
I said, look, I was like,
She's
it's not what
uncultured.
you think. I was like, you'll love this show. So I finally forced her to watch it, and then she was addicted, and
Yeah.
then we were disappointed at the end. But
Yeah, everybody.
Never
it's a
watched it.
fantastic show.
Everybody
We'll have
Never
to.
seen it.
We're gonna watch it.
Nah, I'm good.
You've never seen
Absolutely,
it?
No.
It's necessary, bro.
Doesn't look interesting.
But
It's,
I love
but
that
there's a lot of
concept
incest.
of nobody's
It-
safe.
there's-
Anybody
there's-
can die at any moment.
There's incest, but what intrigues me about it is how interesting the characters are. I mean,
it's
like, you have it established in the first episode, so it's not spoiling anything. But like, one of the characters is a dwarf that was born to a rich family, so he kind of has to rely on his wits. So he's one of the smartest characters. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Like, you got a dwarf that's outsmarting and manipulating people, but he's also kind of a good guy. But he's born
he's
to
constantly underestimated.
Constantly underestimated. And he's born in this rich family of a bunch of fucking cunts. And his dad is also an interesting character because he's just like this Machiavellian, just powerful, like sort of air of energy. And like the show did does a lot of beautiful ways of really covering characters. Like, one of the things they did is like when he's walking into the throne room. Right before he walks in, the shot starts with a bunch of horse shit falling right in front of the camera, and then his horse walks forward down the aisle, and he walks right up to the king, who's his. I'm not going to say who the king was, but walks right up, and it's kind of a power move. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, yeah, what's up? You know who runs shit here, kind of thing. You know, like. So that's what I got out of it. It was really interesting, like, play on politics, play on personal stuff, but also
some
like
mystical mixed in.
That's the thing, is you don't even realize that for the most of the first season. You're just like, it seems like a historical fiction. Then they start throwing curveballs at you, and you're like, whoa, okay, yeah, I forgot about that thing. That's happening. But
they go hard.
The books are excellent. The books are even more expansive than the show. I would just recommend anybody that is interested in checking out that show to watch it with subtitles. Because, I mean, for some, sometimes the accents are hard to understand. But also, a lot of times they're referring to people or places. And it's easier to kind of, it's easier to see that in writing. And see it recurring in writing, but when you hear it, sometimes you won't catch on to it, like...
See, I find myself doing that when I read a book, where, like, later chapters, I'd be like, oh, shit, who are they referencing again? Because I don't have a picture then to associate with who I'm remembering. So then sometimes I have to go back and be like, yeah, all right, this person was doing that, all right.
Is there more in the books than there is in the, like, TV show?
There's so much more, dude. There's so much more. They had to cut out a lot of stuff for the TV show, and the books aren't even done yet. They're... It's 5 novels in, all of them like roughly around like 1,000 pages, I would say average.
It's not done yet?
It's not done. There's 2 more left. Yeah. And
I thought, isn't the TV show done?
TV show's done, and that's because the producers and everybody working on it, they just wanted to get it over with. They were just... Like, I get it. Like, I understand from a production standpoint what they were looking at.
Massive amounts of money it was bringing in, dude. It's a juggernaut.
Huge. And I get people being disappointed with it, but, like, let's just put things into context. About this time last year, that's about what everybody was bitching about, right? Like, I hope this year at least humbled people a little bit so that they don't fucking bitch about a TV show anymore like that. Like, that drives me insane, dude.
But
I'm just
like, Game of Thrones.
Dude, do you guys understand?
Game of Thrones ruined 2020. It's the cause of that.
So they wanted to be done with it? Like, they didn't want to take the money? Is that... I don't understand.
It's
No, they had to keep the seasons going.
Yeah, they could have expanded it a lot more, but they wanted to wrap it up because they wanted to kind of get on with their own lives.
And I think
their
a lot
entire
of these characters
were
the
this
actors.
Show for what, 9 years? 9 solid years.
And they've become so popular that
How
it's
many
time
seasons?
to start taking advantage of the other opportunities.
Wait, hold up. They started in 2011, so about 8 years. It wrapped up last year.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
It
was good. It just kind of like...
Dude, the first 5... I would even throw... Yeah, I would say the first 5 seasons are solid. The first 3 are absolutely solid because they're the most true to the books. But then it starts deviating and things happen that don't quite make sense. Certain things don't resolve in a satisfactory way. And like, that's what really bummed people out about the last season. But
why is it so hard to end things?
Man, because they have to wrap up, and typically in books and stories, you want some kind of satisfactory ending. It has to make sense.
But it's so like
you gotta please the audience.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like that'd be like a hindrance. Like, you just be like, shit. Well, is this gonna make people pissed? But like,
that's part of it. Yeah,
like,
it's kind of...
and it's okay to make people pissed if that's what you're kind of going for. But like they got sloppy with the writing. Really, what it came down to. But if you take away the writing and you just look at the episodes and you like just look, just the visual side of it, and like the the CGI they did was just absolutely massive. And me looking at that with my experience and listening to people bitch, I'm just not having it. I'm kind of glad a fucking pandemic hit. That's terrible to say.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for saying that. But no, like, seriously, it takes, each season is essentially 6 to 8 movies. And people are expecting this every single year. They're getting upset when they're not getting it every single year. And then you're upset because this didn't, please you enough?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it was,
I
I never watched it, so I can't say anything, but like
right.
last year when everybody was like, pissed about it, I was kind of the same like you. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but this is dumb. Like,
yes, you know it's bad when you
like they're signing petitions to like. There's people signing petitions to like redo it.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, yeah, these 6, 7 movies weren't good enough. I want my money back. Oh, really? You pay for HBO? No, I'll give my brother's account. Get the fuck out of here, man. I just it just rubbed me the wrong way because I have experience in production and watching that. It was a massive production. And I had some qualms with the storytelling myself, but you're not going to catch me fucking whining about it, So people are so entitled to their entertainment.
As an artist and a musician and a podcaster and a general creative, like, how do you deal with like criticisms on yourself? Like, cause you kind of have this air of, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just putting my stuff out here, and I'm happy with it. And
it's not.
But then you also there's this also need for some acceptance in some regard.
There's it's not that I don't care what people think. It's that I am way harder on myself than anybody else is. So
I put myself through the ringer before I throw anything out.
And it's a weird thing, man. It's something I'm still struggling with because I'm very introverted, and being a musician is within the entertainer category, and that category is a very extroverted world.
Yeah.
And essentially, to be successful in that, you need people to like you.
Unfortunately,
you're not going to be a successful musician if nobody likes you. So that's weird because I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of being I gotta go and make a bunch of people like me. That's fucking weird.
And I think that's what D'Angelo was alluding to. He's like, man, I feel like I gotta plug myself, and you gotta do all this, and then I feel shitty about myself because you're constantly in it, and you gotta pull yourself back.
Yeah, I try to manage that with being as true to myself as possible, and just really. That's a difficult thing. It's plugging, and that's something that we struggle with on Forging Flame, is just not being overly beating people over the head about our podcast.
I'm just shamelessly, I don't give a shit.
That's great.
That's why I joined social media, to plug this fucking thing, and
nice.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't give a shit. People follow it, they won't. I don't think too many people watch the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start mixing it up and having a little bit of fun with it. But that's kind of pushed us too. How do you feel about? With the Forging Flame, the views and so on and so forth.
Man, Nick is a lot more hung up on that stuff than I do. Nick Hinton, my podcast buddy, but he, I don't derive any validation from that. If anything, I'm totally stoked to see 10 views on something.
These exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, I was ecstatic from our views.
Yeah,
our first couple ones, I was like, God, that's not even what I thought.
I was thinking few views here and there.
I was, I'm stoked that anybody gives a shit about it. But then I would get a few people that are like, hey man, I saw you doing a podcast, man. I'll check it out as soon as I can. Blah blah blah. I'm just cool. I don't really care. Because I put it out there, but it's not about me.
Yeah, you can get caught up in that very easily.
I feel no ego connection to it, because to me it's
How
about.
How do you disconnect that?
Because to me it's about the people that I'm having on. I'm putting them up. I'm digging into their stuff. I'm involved with it, but
then don't you owe it some a responsibility to kind of shamelessly throw them out there a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I try to. I don't use any of my personal stuff because I don't want to beat my friends over the head with my projects and shit, just because I have a bad taste in my mouth from doing that with music. But to me, I think the ego is more wrapped up in like the packaging of it. So making sure the website looks good, making sure the production quality is consistent and good, and that's my extent of my ego. And once that's right, and I say that, and I give the go ahead, I give the green light, then I don't fucking give a shit. Like, if people don't like an episode or it never really catches on, whatever. I mean, it catching on or not may determine whether I keep doing it in the future, and that's fine. But
have you caught a piece of criticism that you've taken into advice and kind of applied? Has there been anything that's kind of hit you?
Any criticism on forging? Again, like I'm harder on myself than anybody else is, so I only remember my own criticisms.
What was the biggest one for you that you noticed, like, about yourself or that you corrected? Hey, me too. We just talked about it.
Yeah, the ums and the and that was cool about starting the podcast is that I started noticing things like that. I started becoming better at conversation. I started like the way Nick Hinton likes to call it. He says he always gives the conversational right of way to the guest, and I think that's a brilliant way to put it. It's just like, okay, all right, whoa, you're cutting in front of me. Okay, cool, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's about you.
Here we go. We're going down this road.
I do have to say he's very well spoken.
Yes,
I like his
very
voice.
Thoughtful,
he's very like it's.
He's got a good podcast.
He's very eloquent. He has the best words.
Yeah. He's a good podcast host. It's a shame he's not here.
A beautiful blogger as well. I love reading him. He's an interesting dude.
Yeah. He's something else. He's just a
big
old
tonight.
Dad.
Yep. Keeping the children safe.
Put them kids to bed, man.
Put them to bed. It's 11 o'clock. Get your ass up here. They're already sleeping.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Hop on over.
He's gonna just appear.
He was supposed to be here, but well, he wasn't supposed to be here. He was not.
No, he is supposed to be here, but we will. But this is about you and about the music mostly, because I definitely want to plug that because
that's cool.
I know you poured yourself into it, and it's hard to let go of your baby. Like you mentioned, like even putting your baby out to this other person to mix it up is like, whew.
Yeah, that was hard.
It's like my Facebook wife letting our kids go away for the weekend. So much anxiety.
Yeah.
What?
I feel definitely more of that like ego and validation with my music than I do with Forging Flame, because that really is about like this thing that I'm creating, which is like it's more personal, especially the song that has lyrics on it. It was
we spent years on it.
Years.
Yeah, that's just it's a huge investment.
Years.
But I can appreciate that because the story, the Rising Sun story we talked about on episode 14 of Forging Flame. It's hard for me to talk because I just been adding to it for like, I don't know, 15 years. I don't know. Just it's been this concept that just continues to evolve. So what else are you working on that's continuing to evolve? What's the next go after this EP?
I'm still decompressing from the EP.
I can appreciate that.
Like that released this past Wednesday. Right now it's whatever day, but it released on Wednesday, November 11th, 11/11/2020.
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest day to release it, and I got 11 tattooed on my wrist, so yeah.
Today's also 11/11.
Isn't that Veterans Day?
Veterans Day, yeah.
Is it 11/11 right now? Time?
It's 11:03 right now. That's too bad.
Damn.
When I was on my way back from Cincinnati today, my mileage was 71717. Wait, no, 71717. That's
what does that mean?
I got in a lot of trouble in my early adult life by looking at synchronicities and trying to think about what the universe is trying to tell me.
It's easy to fall into that trap.
It's easy to fall into that trap, but at the end of the day, the most truth to the matter is that you are determining what that means. So I leverage that. Like I still see a lot of synchronicity. That's why I have 11 on my wrist, because my thing was 11s. Like I would see 111, 1111 every single day for months and months and months. I would just notice it everywhere.
Yeah. That's what that is.
And I was like, oh,
999.
what does it mean? What does it mean? What's the universe telling me? And I made a lot of bad decisions because of that. Like I made like it borderline
led you down the wrong path.
Yeah, just like not good decisions. Just things that I thought, things meant that weren't so. So now when I see it, I just either I'm amused by it and I ignore it, or I decide what it means. And
Yeah.
to me, this means presence.
I think it's about making a conscious choice too.
Yeah.
But the 999 was very present to me, and now it's a lot of ones in a lot of different ways. But 999 is interesting. Plus,
Here it looks like 666.
Absolutely, it's the dyslexic 666, and it like so people think that dyslexia is just this like flipping of letters and stuff like that. So, 666 is to me it's 999, so it's the dyslexic 999.
How was
Anyway,
1999
it's the mark of
for
the
you?
best. I don't know.
You don't remember 1999?
He was
You were
born
born in
so it's super
1999?
relevant. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and then
September 10th.
yeah, and then it was revealed that we did
Right
our
before
first
the end of the
podcast
world.
with the guest, and his birth date is 99999. Yeah, and I was like, wow,
Nice.
that's too beautiful. Raisin Bran, what's up, bro? Put your business out.
He's
there.
a gym.
Yeah, but
I like
also
it.
this thing came in pairs of 2. So one of those is a dyslexic 6. It's an upside down 6. So, but I can't tell you which one. I'm too remedial.
They're the same.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
That one has like a bit of dust on it. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
see,
say
that
that
one-
That's the
See, that's
6.
the 6, man.
Wow, it's the
Devil
middle.
in disguise, bro. Yeah, it's interesting, but the 999 means to proceed.
Yeah.
So like, it was very interesting seeing this constantly and really pushing me to free myself, to creative and all of that stuff. And yeah, man, you but definitely can get lost in the rabbit hole, and that's what's interesting. I think for like you think about like the simulation stuff. So like, is it really real? Is it, or is just our brain is just we've made it hyper attentive to these things to give us this reward, and some might say that you're just making these things fit to give yourself some kind of purpose and motivation to continue moving on, and or it's like the Matrix is just feeding me all this shit to just keep me locked in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Or it's the Illuminati. I don't know.
the universe itself
The
is
Democrats,
one big
maybe.
fucked up coincidence. Like
Yeah.
if you look at it from a
Man.
rationalist, like materialist perspective, and way scientists are just like, I don't know, some shit exploded and the perfect molecules just happened to land in the perfect place, and then here we are.
Yeah.
Almost as if like you put like the pieces for a robot over a fence for 6 billion years, and it's just gonna be a fucking robot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So. That to me is kind of an incomplete picture, but it does kind of express how
The
like,
universe is so
synchronistic.
interesting to me. Like it's one of my like favorite topics. Like it doesn't. None of it makes sense to me. Like it's so like.
It's infinitely vast. You can't fathom the nothingness that is continuing to expand into. You know what I'm saying?
There's sometimes I get.
It's ever expanding. Whoa.
Wow. Party foul.
CFO.
Party
everybody.
foul indeed.
DJ Burning Bush.
I think sometimes I'm like I'll sit and I'll be like, dude, like I'm on a freaking rock. Like it's nuts. That,
We're on
like,
the outside of our spaceship.
Well, then I'm
just
like, I wonder if there's another planet out here that's
hurtling
like
through
us.
space.
Mm-hmm.
Like that like what if there's another planet just like this? Like they're sitting in a house. Like it's nuts that we're the only planet
Yeah,
like this.
we live in a crazy fucking place too, dude. To be a human is a weird fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're sitting in a room talking about dumb shit, but we have to go out and you have to trade your time for some dollars and be pissed off about it and interact with humans, other humans. It's strange.
We're doing
yeah.
pretty good though with how many people's on the planet, man. Like shit's
How
holding together.
the
pretty
hell
well.
did we survive to this point? Is what is fascinating.
Well, how we're gonna move forward was gonna be fascinating, man. With how the internet is right now and how social media kind of has us all
Fake
kind of
news.
tied into
It's fake.
everything.
It's hard to believe what to believe.
That's
Like you
why
said, but it
like,
comes down to making choices about what
It's-
we're receiving.
I think I think that's important for you to at least acknowledge that you have that ultimate power to decide what something
Yeah.
means. Like it can be anything. Like it could be.
But people
and-
have a hard time redefining those things to become open and objective about stuff.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier with the website thing, it totally broke. Some people might have been like, "Oh, this fucking," and they might have been devastated, you know. With me, I decided, okay, maybe this is an opportunity, you know. And when I decided it was an opportunity, I was able to make something much better. So just because I decided it was an opportunity, it then became an opportunity. The way I like explaining it to people is if I write a W on a piece of paper, that doesn't mean shit. That is just 1, 2, 3, 4 lines on a paper. Even the lines themselves don't really mean shit. Like, you take that W away from all humans that interpret it, it means nothing. The only thing that it really, like, is that we all agree that that's a W and that means this. So we have that power with literally everything, whether it's a number, whether it's a certain event. So that's one of our biggest powers as humans. We're magical creatures in that sense.
Because we create language. Yeah. But that's what's interesting. We define these words, right? But so we've defined the meaning, and therefore, like, they're very powerful though. Mm-hmm. They're spells, right? Mm-hmm. You know, bringing these words together, and I say, like, you cast in spellings, but we let them impact us so heavily, even though we have this ability to kind of understand and define. And I talk about, like, hearing softly. Like, you get told your whole life to, like, watch your mouth. Or, like, I just want people to watch their ears. Mm-hmm. Like, I speak harshly all the time just to kind of, like, try to desensitize this shit, because we live in such a sensitive world now that it's the censorship, the self, it crushes me. Mm-hmm. It dampens my spirit. It's hard to function, like, at work, and I was like, fuck it, man.
Mm-hmm. I would say watch your thoughts, watch your self-talk, because watch your ears, but you know, you should pay attention to the signals that you get, but you should always keep them within that context. Yeah. That's why, I'm pretty argumentative, but I'm also the easiest person to argue with, because I'm not super attached to
I'm on your side,
anything. I'm not.
I hate me too.
Whoa.
No, it's. God damn it.
Jesus. Where did that come from?
Cancel culture, bro.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
He's a child of God. He has no.
I support Me Too and any other affiliation you're affiliated with.
Yeah, I'm on
listener.
your side.
Dear listener, I support
Tom
you.
Segura.
As long as you're not a dick.
Don't be a dick, man. It's hard not to be a dick in this world.
I wasn't calling you a dick. I did just look you right in the eyes after I said, as long as you're not a dick.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a micropenis.
Micropenis.
Oh, this is my 999 as well.
Nice.
But it's also the symbol for my son. Exactly. Yeah. It gives me power.
Yep. I got my 1111. Got my Memento Mori.
What else you got on there?
I've got a lotus flower. I've got 3 snakes. I've got a lion that has ram's horns. Nice. He's got 3 eyes. He's magical.
I like
and he's got a shield. I was worried when I got this shield that it looked a little Third Reich-ish. You know? But it's not based on that at all. It's actually based on a tarot card. So.
Thanks for upstaging my tiny little tattoo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just I'm the guest. I'm the plus, man. I gotta put the mellow and the yellow together. I'm the mayonnaise that puts mellow and yellow.
Absolutely.
Mellow and yellow sandwich.
Keeps it tight.
Mellow yellow sandwich.
Right now. Bringing us together like that, cheese.
This belly's rumbling now. I'm feeling it now.
So, like, I know you said it kind of like you get anxiety putting your stuff out like that. Does that contribute to the introversion and, like, or heighten it or push you in more?
I think the anxiety is from the introversion.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I think the perfectionist, like, in me.
Is it just a protection method, like, to kind of, like, shield yourself?
I gotta make sure
I think it is for me sometimes. That's why I ask.
I gotta make sure it's right. You know, I gotta make sure it's complete. I gotta make sure it feels right. And to me, it doesn't feel right until it gives me chills listening to it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to I don't want to put shit.
You got to give yourself chills first.
Yeah, I gotta give myself chills. Yeah, and it's sometimes it takes a long time to get there, and that's okay. I'd rather have a process that churns them out a little quicker, because my goal is basically to create as much music as I possibly can. But man, they want to sit around for 12 years and just chill on the shelf.
The procrastination is necessary.
Fucking.
Are you happy with the product?
Yeah,
what you put out?
I'm very happy with it. So
worth the wait?
Worth that? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
What's your favorite song on it?
Glitch in the Matrix. If we already talked about this.
The one that I spent the most time on was One More Time, and I think That one's probably my favorite, but man, they're all my favorites. What's an interesting story though is like the fourth song is not really a song. It's more like just like I'd rather call it a track or a piece or something. It's more like sounds. Like there's some musical
like
elements to it. Sort of like that, yeah. But it's like
it has just a nice vibey feel like that. Too.
Yeah,
it's like it's taking you somewhere, and it's like you're waiting for it, and then it just keeps you going.
So that thing, I just basically recorded. I started it with a synth kind of sound, and then I started recording a bunch of creepy sound effects. And I was like, I was really leaning towards sound effects that had a very distinctive sound. Like you hear it and you know exactly what it is. Like if I rub my hoodie together, like. Yeah, it makes sense because you see me doing it, but if you hear this on the microphone, like you can't really tell that's a hoodie being rubbed together. It maybe sounds kind of like cloth, but if I jingle keys, like everybody knows, like, oh, this dude's jingling keys. Like, so I was kind of leaning towards sounds like that. And that just took me down a rabbit hole, and then it ended up turning into this thing, and then it sounds kind of violent at the end. I'll just say that. Sounds kind of violent, and it just so happened that was coming together right as the riots were starting here in town. And I do mean the riots because I'm not talking about the protests. I do understand there's a difference between a protest and a riot. What I mean is people were smashing shit and looting stores and setting shit on fire. You know,
busted into a Five Guys, man.
But
bank.
Right when I was happening,
Five Guys did nothing.
I'm working on this song and I'm checking my Facebook. I'm like, holy shit, like. So it has a rioter vibe to it. So the anarchist that's listening to the show, check out Obsidian by Lead Salad. Or if you're on Amazon Alexa, that would be Lead Salad.
Exactly.
Lead Salad, Obsidian.
Yeah, what interests me is I've seen videos for like how they do the sounds in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I did a lot of that. That's fun.
I think it's so dope.
Oh, yeah.
Like for somebody's getting like their neck snapped, it's like lettuce just.
Oh yeah.
Like
lettuce,
it's
like
cool.
a
I think
different
it's awesome. Very
lettuce.
like random things make these noises.
Oh, here's a good one. Breaking like sticks and then dropping the pitch of that can be a bone breaking, like that sound. One really good one is the sound that they used on. What's that Pixar movie with the robot?
WALL-E.
WALL-E, yes.
We just watched WALL-E.
Eva, the sound Eva makes, the sound her gun makes, I think the laser sound is actually a metal slinky attached to a guitar pickup.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's like extended on a ladder, and this guy is tapping it with a pencil, and it's causing that crazy ass sound. Like, dude, there's a lot of
how
cool
Jurassic
stuff.
Park, the dinosaurs are like turtles having sex.
What?
Yeah, I think that's an actual thing.
Damn. That's
CFO, fact check that.
Fact check.
Jurassic Park noises for the dinosaurs are turtles fucking.
Turtles fucking. I do know that
the hissing roaches or something.
The T-Rex is like a mixture of like 4 different animals or something. Yeah. But there's a lot of cool stuff behind there. That's kind of what I wanted to do for a while.
I think it's dope. Like I get lost in those videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how do they come up with I don't know how they would come up with that. It's
just practicality, like what works. Like what's cool is like where these people are. They're it's called for the listener that doesn't know what we're talking about. It's called Foley. It has that name, so you can look up Foley videos and. It's mostly practicality, and they have these like huge studios where they just have like the spaces are completely full of just completely random
the videos
shit.
I've seen, they're just packed of like boxes.
Yeah.
With anything you can think of.
Yep, and then in the main studio they usually have, it's true, turtles having sex. Huh?
Oh yes, I was right.
Confirmed.
Jurassic Park.
Good job,
turtles
team.
having sex.
Awesome.
I am.
But yeah, in the studios they'll typically have like a sandbox.
Yeah.
That they can fill up with different kind of materials, and they'll.
Yeah.
Horses. Like horses are like rocks.
Oh shit! Sorry, kids are right below me. I'm stomping.
Yeah, it'd be alright.
Like the horse hooves, like I think one of them was like.
I love the Monty Python with the coconuts.
Yeah.
The Holy Grail. That's just hilarious.
Like for a horse running, it was like a rock wrapped in like cloth and then just thrown in sand.
Huh.
It was like. Like they just went.
You have to have like a very extensive memory of sounds, like experiences of things, like just to have that type of creativity. Be like, we're just gonna. Sometimes it's weird though.
That's kind of where I gravitated, man. Like, I'm visual in a lot of ways, but I'm also oral in a lot of ways. Sounds bother me a lot too, man. That kind of comes with the territory. Like,
get your autism all flared up.
Yep, it drives me crazy. Especially when I'm trying to focus on something and I'm being distracted by something that's like happening simultaneously. Like, while I had the COVID, like I was still watching some of my academy's classes, so I was trying to hear what the coach was saying, and then there was like these two kids, like 3 and 5 years old, that are in the lobby. They're just like talking about their stupid shit, you know. But like, that's all that I'm hearing. I can't hear the coach. Just like
Charlie Brown.
This like shitty kid talk.
COVID gave me Charlie Brown syndrome, man.
I couldn't even understand anything the kids were saying. It was just like.
How do you feel about COVID, having gone through it and everything that's been
How'd you get through it?
You're here, man.
I think it's absolutely real and that we should take it seriously, and I simultaneously think it's a complete hoax.
It's beautiful. You're a very contradictory human being.
No, I am contradictory, but no, I don't actually believe any of that. I don't believe anything.
It's like I believe that coronaviruses exist and that people get it and contract it and so on and so forth.
Isn't it just a different form of the flu?
But I just have a hard time. Is it really a pandemic, or is it just this fear-based conformity test?
Yeah. Well,
like, so it's
see
very
how far the government
it's very scary about like what's happening, and what I'm afraid of is like 9/11. 9/11 happened, and all of a sudden we had Homeland Security and we had all of these restrictions and so on and so forth, and now we have this pandemic, and I'm just afraid of what's coming after, what's being set up to be put in place.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think for some people it's pretty gnarly. I think for other people it's almost nothing, and for me it was very mild. I had it was basically mild flu symptoms for 4 days. My experience though, my thing was like I had a really gnarly body aches that wasn't typical for me for a flu.
Yes, I think that's what his mom.
My mom had it like literally at like the beginning of March, and all she had was like back pain and then a fever, like no cough, just that.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of a cough, and when I got to working out, when I came back from it, I definitely felt it then, and even sometimes like I get out of breath a little easy, but it wasn't terrible. It was definitely manageable, but I don't use that to base any kind of objective truth on anything that's going on.
Yeah.
I think if things are so incredibly complicated that it's a waste of time for me to even try to establish some kind of objective truth.
Yeah,
so,
or any kind of put any reason to it.
but like, you know, hey, they want me to wear a mask in public, cool, I'll do it. Honestly,
It's been
me
a hard
as a
thing
person, I don't really mind being in public, not wearing a mask, because I'm not
I don't
exposing
either.
myself to like any old people or anybody like that I care about that's like susceptible.
Elderly.
You know, I train jiu-jitsu. That's a very close contact sport. It would be stupid to wear a mask. Like if somebody can give me ringworm, they're gonna give me anything else they got, like whether I'm wearing a mask or not. So I'm already doing that, and I'm doing that because that keeps me healthy and that keeps me sane. And I've caught a lot of shit.
Man,
I've caught a lot of shit for
there's
doing
trolls out there just looking to fuck with people about not having a mask on.
Dude, I mean, some of my friends
Wearing
they
it
just,
properly, or
Karens.
A lot of Karens.
There's
bro.
some Karens. I mean, there's some of my friends that just like they're just ultra critical about my decision to train, but the fact is I'm training with a bunch of people that understand the risk.
But it's also important for the immune system.
It's important. It's important to stay healthy. It's important to stay exercising. It's important
And
to
we're
stay
being
active.
told to stay in, and that just leads to a lot more sedentary activities. And
what's
we're
ironic
saying it's a
about
food
that,
shortage, so go out and hoard a bunch of food as well while you're staying in.
Yeah.
What's ironic about that is that the people telling me that like I'm a piece of shit for training jiu-jitsu, not that healthy. They're not that healthy, and
I ain't about to roll around with another man.
and they're particularly privileged in that they don't have to work if they don't need to. I'm just like, dude, I gotta work. I gotta do something. And right now, my only job is teaching jiu-jitsu, and that's gonna require me to get close to people.
What fucks me up about the masks is that our brain is this prediction mechanism, right? So when I'm talking to people and communicating with these people and they have the mask, so if I've never seen them before, I automatically project a face, the rest of their face in my mind. But when they take the mask off, that's not what it is, and it fucks with me, bro. It's
Even
like
with people
the
I
Matrix
know.
is broken. You're not real.
Yeah.
Even
Like
with
I hated
people I
that.
know.
I'm over it, dude.
That happened to me today. Like this dude that I've like trained with a few times. I was at a tournament and like he had a mask on. I had a mask on, and I was talking to him, and then he lowered his mask for a second. I was like, "Oh fuck, that's that
that's
wasn't
not-
what I
Probably
remembered."
because we see it so much, we don't even think about it, and then when
Yeah,
it's
and it's
gone,
being-
we're
it's
like,
being
oh, fuck, you have a
censored.
mouth.
Oh shit! Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
mouth,
bro.
you have a nose. You
Plus-
probably have feelings.
It's fucking my communication. Like I can't hear it properly when people are muffling.
Yeah.
This fucking Asian dude came up to me, and I'm a hybrid Asian myself, and
Are you?
I put a lot of pressure on myself, but I couldn't understand a fucking word he was saying to me, bro. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. There's some stuff outside. You keep pointing out there, and I'm like, hey, the door is open. I'm done. My people are the worst.
Your
Yes.
people, huh?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
I will.
I did get bowed to though,
Yeah.
Oh, he thought
Yeah.
that was the shit, man.
dude. I've never felt.
He thought he
more
was a
honored in my
god.
life. I got bowed to.
He
no
thought he
shit.
was a god.
Yeah.
Who bowed to you?
This Asian
Asian
lady,
woman.
It was awesome. Like, I work in I mix a lot of paint and stuff, and this woman, the spray paint aisle. So like, she comes to me and she has a phone out, and I was like, oh, she's got a translator out. She's gonna ask me a question on this fucking thing. She turns it around to me and she wants to paint a door, and then she goes, shh, and I said, you want spray paint? I'm like, cool. What color? I take her over to the spray paint, and I show her this. I show her the spray paint. I'm like, this is what I recommend. I was like, she was like, well, how many do I need? And I'm like, all right. So I walk into her space to pick up this can, and I'm reading the coverage, and I realize, like, out of the corner of my eye, she takes a step back. So I was like, I immediately recognized, like, my bad, I've invaded your space. It's pandemic time. So I took another step back, and I was like, my bad. I didn't say anything. It just kind of was like, and then she bowed to me, and I was like, oh, well, now I have to bow back. So, repeat mirror the culture. So I bowed back, and then she was like, she literally she took a big step back and was like, oh, and she just folded in half, bro.
Damn.
And then she was just there, and I'm just like, there's another person in the aisle, and I'm like, well, shit, now it's uncomfortable. It's like 6 seconds. I was like, I just had to walk away. I realized, like, she's not coming back. Like, there's no way I can bow lower than her right now.
Broke the system.
I would have to, like, lay down under her. Man, it was very interesting. I went back to the desk.
Isn't that a Japanese thing where it's like to show more respect you bow
Absolutely.
lower?
Yeah, the lower, because you don't want anybody, the person that you have respect for, you don't want them to be able to bow lower.
So would
than
you get the most if you bowed and your head hit the floor?
That's basically,
Just
man,
like
she
a
just
face
folded.
plant.
She just folded, bro. I was like, shit.
Like a point system.
I'm out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. It was
Damn.
phenomenal. I told my buddy this story, and he was like, I'm feeling something right now that I've not felt in a long time. I'm jealous. Because we are very much the fans of the samurai culture.
Yeah, I don't get any cool stuff like that.
No, nobody's bowed to you?
If anything, it's
Bow to your
just like
sensei.
socially acceptable. to talk
Bow to your sensei!
shit. Yeah,
You gotta start your authority, man.
We watched
Yeah.
Napoleon recently.
I'm not doing that.
Come on, man.
So we need
I'm
to,
not doing that. Not right now.
So you're a gentle trainer. You're just like, flow with me, baby. Flow.
Flow.
we need to be like Rex.
But it was interesting. You were talking about when we did the podcast with you guys. Like you were talking about how you get into this kind of flow state.
That was Nick.
Where you?
talking about
Oh, was that Nick?
Yep,
Sorry,
yep.
but yeah, just that kind of being able to, like you said, but it's like a meditation.
Yep.
Because you're just getting into these movements and you're just following all of this, and it's very interesting. Hey man, quit making all that noise.
Jesus Christ.
Told you not to interrupt my podcast, man. Anyway.
That's great. You could have let it go, but nah, you had
No,
to
man.
address
Hell
it.
no. Broke ass podcast. We got all kind of fucking
Broke
shit.
ass podcast. So you're about to eat these chips, huh? Anyway, you're talking about the flow state. Yeah, it definitely is flowy. And that's what's cool about it is you get to the point where you train these movements so many times that your body reacts to situations instead of you having to think about it anymore.
Well,
So
you talked about it as meditating, and it immediately intrigued me because I do meditate and had success with it, but having a physical activity that is distracting you and you're going into yeah, I'm down, bro. I can't wait to go get choked out.
He showed me the Bruce Lee movie. What did we watch?
What, the dragon? The
I
Bruce Lee
think.
story?
Yeah, and I thought it was amazing how like, and it wasn't in the movie. I think he said this on like an interview, but like he's like move like water.
It'd be like water. That's all.
So like, is that how you?
Water.
Yeah.
He says it like that.
When you get in,
Into the
like when you're
water, my friend.
what is it called? Sparring? Is that what you? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
When you,
We call it sparring. A lot of people in the culture, they call it rolling. But yeah.
So when you get in that, do you get in that kind of flow state when you're just like fuck, I'm
Fluid.
like just
yeah,
water. Like
in the
just-
best case scenarios, we get there. It's definitely a flow state. I think of flow states as being in that mental space where what you're doing and you are no longer separate. It's just one thing. So I get it with music a lot. I get it with jiu-jitsu a lot. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. But I always just try to get people to slow down because in jiu-jitsu, people want to fight and they want to train really hard and stuff. And it's okay to want to fight, but that's not an efficient way to train because we're training on getting better at this martial art. Yeah, we could fight all the time, but then my knee's going to hurt a lot more. You know, my ear's going to fucking blow up. I'm going to I'm just going to take a whole lot of extra damage. I'm damaging the hardware without making very much progress with the software. So
yeah, I can appreciate that. It's nice.
So when I drill with people, when I show them a move, or if my coach shows me a move, I always try to hit every single step. So it's very clunky at first. I'm just step 1, okay. Step 2, okay. Step 3, got it. Step 4, and I do it real clunky until I get all those steps naturally. Then I work on smoothing those out. I don't practice it fast. I don't practice it hard. I just try to smoothly transition from all of those steps.
Nice.
And if I can do it 100 times perfect and smooth, I can do it fast. You know.
Yeah.
But people have a bad habit. People have a bad habit of wanting to do it 100%. And I'm like, dude, if you keep doing that, you're gonna keep if you keep doing it 100%
it's that football
wrong.
mentality. We have to go live. You know what I'm saying? Like
that ready up offense.
Yeah. And if you do it 100 times wrong, you just got good at doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So it's better to do it.
That's part of my thing. I'm like when I try to learn something new, like I try to go fast. I want to learn it now.
Mm-hmm.
And like I need to work on like, taking time, be patient. So I'm hoping this.
You guys want to learn how to choke somebody unconscious?
Right now?
Yeah, Joey, let's go, bro.
I'm gonna eat these chips.
No, you gotta go, bro.
I can't get choked out.
You're not gonna get
chips.
choked out.
Joey, you need to learn.
You're not gonna get choked out. I'm gonna show you
Lead by
how
example,
to do it.
Joey.
I'm gonna show you how to do it, and then you're gonna get to do it to me. I'm gonna choke you.
Right now? Where are we gonna do it at?
Right here.
Maybe right here in front of me.
So you want me to get on my knees? This is fuck. You gonna put me execution style?
Execution. We're gonna have to move the table a little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
There we go.
No problem.
Okay. So I usually have people just sit on the ground, and I sit behind them too.
Oh shit.
So. Okay, so a rear naked choke is technically not a choke, it's a strangulation. A choke is when you're choking on food.
Yeah.
So because it's a strangulation, what I'm doing is I'm cutting off the blood supply to his brain via the carotid arteries. There's 2 different types of strangulations or chokes. We call them chokes a lot, but technically it's a strangulation. But there's 2 different types. There's the blood choke, and then there's the windpipe choke. Ooh. The windpipe chokes are a lot more painful. People will tap to pain long before they tap to going unconscious. Whereas the blood chokes, when I correctly apply it, it only takes 4 to 8 seconds for a person to go unconscious.
Oh my god.
So he's not going to go unconscious. I promise. I promise. Okay. He just made himself go unconscious.
Where's the CFO?
So
I know.
We're gonna let's adjust this, get a little closer. Yeah.
Should I get the CFO?
Absolutely.
All right.
Does she want to see this? All right.
Man, of course she wants to see me get choked out.
All right, pause. That's cool.
Right here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take a little.
I'm gonna take this. I'm burning up, and I gotta eat these chips. Good thing I'm already sweating. Fuck this.
No, I'm gonna have you both do it to me, so don't worry. It's fine.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna do it.
It's fine. You nervous?
No, I'm good.
You nervous?
I'm ready to learn.
That's a cool shirt, man.
Hey,
like
yeah, this is a Walmart tie-dye. No big deal. I think it's by a brand called.
Is there anything on front of it?
No, it's just.
Nice.
Yeah. My Facebook wife got this for me. She thinks about me all the time.
Nice. Yeah. So just to let the listener know, I do this all the time. I am technically a professional. I'm only a four-stripe blue belt as a jiu-jitsu martial artist.
No big deal.
No big deal. Been training off and on for about 11 years now. And I teach this as part of my introductory lesson. I teach it several times a week, every single week.
Is this something that you always start out with? Is just teaching the choke first?
No, this is actually the last step.
Oh, very nice.
What?
She's one of the kids has something.
Oh, fuck.
No.
All right, well, she's going to miss it then.
She'll see it on the video.
Hopefully the video is still going. We're good.
We have no idea.
But so basically, because it
We
is
need to-
good. Yeah, because it is because it's a blood choke, we need to be careful of how we set this first hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snake it under his chin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna place my hand on my own shoulder,
Oh shit.
way up here. So the reason I'm placing it there is because, for one, his arm is nice and close my arm is nice and close to his neck.
Okay.
But two, it also places my elbow in alignment with his head. Okay?
I'm gonna fight you off with mine.
with
My
the
top
ponytail.
knot.
So when my arm is in alignment with his head, that means my bicep is on one carotid artery and my forearm is on the other one. So it's going to make it very efficient that way. Next, what I do with my hand on my own shoulder, I'm going to place my elbow on his shoulder, kind of connecting my arms here.
That little...
And I'm going to place the back of my hand on the back of his neck. So I put my knuckles on the back of his head. Some people will put the palm. I'm not crazy about that because it makes it easier for him to peel this off. But also, if the palm is on his head, my elbow tends to want to open up like this.
Okay.
And I'm exaggerating here, but that's the tendency. So what I want all of this really, really tight here. So I put the knuckles on the back of his head. It helps like break that contour of his head, and it helps keep everything nice and
like
tight.
the back of your hand?
Yep. So my knuckles are like this. So
flat.
instead of
This
cupping
is
the back of your
amazing.
head, I'm going knuckles like this. Okay. So now, if I'm in a self-defense situation and I gotta worry about him punching me, I can put my head down in my arm. So he's only gonna hit the top of my head. He's not gonna be able to punch me. He's not gonna be able to eye gouge me. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep my head up so that I can explain. So in jiu-jitsu, in class, I'm not worried about people hitting me because we don't hit each other typically.
They're nice jujitsus.
Yeah, nice jiu-jitsus. So what I might do though is I might put my chin on my own arm like this.
Okay.
And go ear to ear like I'm trying to listen to his thoughts.
Aww.
And the reason I do that is because now he has to somehow remove my head before he can remove this arm, before he can address the arm that's actually choking him. And meanwhile, 4 to 8 seconds before he goes out.
Yep.
Okay? So one more time, snaking this through, hand on my own shoulder, elbow on his shoulder, knuckles on the back of his head. I pinch my arm down, I go ear to ear. Now from here to finish it, I'm going to squeeze with both of my arms and my upper body. I'm going to pull my elbow, like I'm going to pull it through his neck.
I heard you. Don't you go like try to get up right here?
No, I do the opposite actually because
You're keeping it down on
because if I pull his head up or if I open his neck up like that, it allows that blood to flow. So what I want is actually the opposite. So when I pull it through his neck, I'm actually going to pull it down. So it's almost like I'm trying to scoop his head like a scoop of ice cream.
Okay.
So I pull it through, but down like this. So the way that I think about it is I crunch my body. So I'm squeezing, I'm pulling, I'm crunching, and
Constricting.
I'm also giving a little bit of a push right here. So you know about tapping, right? When you feel the choke, you tap, and I stop.
I'm in a constant state.
Okay, so
Let's go.
boom, here, got everything together, and now I finish.
Hey, yeah, man, that's too scary.
Your turn.
Now you gotta try it.
So, yep, hand all the way to your shoulder. So this hand all the way to your shoulder. Good,
Get
nice.
square in.
Good.
And this one,
Yep, knuckles on the back of my head. Good.
flat and
Yep.
ear to ear.
Yep, ear to ear. Now squeeze, pull, and crunch. Good.
Down,
Nice.
down. You gotta
So
crunch
yep,
it.
you were pulling up a little bit,
Yeah,
but
but
it was
crunch
it was cutting off the blood. That's what you want.
Try it.
Your turn, Nick.
I'm gonna choke your
Come
ass
on,
out later,
choke
bro.
me.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna
Oh.
have something.
Yeah,
That
see
whip down in
that's
there.
tight already. Good.
Big boy arms. He got them big boy arms. Crunch.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
Very brave
And I don't.
So how would someone try to get out of that?
Well, if you have
pull this forward.
everything.
What if
locked down,
if somebody locks
If you
me
have
in?
everything locked down, I have to go through the steps. If you have your head down,
Pulling
I have to
the
move
head
the
out.
head to the side, and then I have to get that other hand, and then I have to get the hand that's choking me. That's the thing is that once somebody has that locked up, it is tough, man.
Yeah, because that's immediate. It's an immediate.
It's immediate. Yeah, you feel the blood immediately trapped in your head.
Yeah, you have this instinct to protect that immediately. Like,
yep.
Is there an advantage for having more of a bicep muscle?
There is, yeah, because it's a little bit tighter. Yeah. But at the same
slender,
time, being a skinnier guy,
or is it more like
might
technique?
be easier. It might be easier for me to get under the chin. The thing is with the rear naked choke is that it's very effective against somebody that doesn't train, because if you had a self-defense situation and you take somebody's back, they're typically not going to be experienced with protecting their own neck because they weren't in that experience before, or they weren't in that situation before. So they just usually hang out with their neck wide open and it's just like, yes. But in jiu-jitsu, it's hard because when I take somebody's back, they know what I want. So they're tucking their chin, they're shrugging their shoulders, and they're constantly defending their neck.
Is that kind of the same thing when we're doing like the boxing thing, when you're trying to keep like tuck in?
Well, it's the same thing, but for different reasons. So in jiu-jitsu, the reason I'm tucking my chin is to keep people from getting under my chin. In boxing, I'm tucking my chin to make my chin less of a target. Okay. Because in boxing, if I get hit in the chin, the reason they call it the button is because first what happens is it sloshes, your brain sloshes to one side and then it whips to the other side. And then that's what causes that nervous system just shut down to happen. Yeah. You know, so your brain just wham,
knockouts are crazy. It's kind of scary to watch, but when people's like they get knocked out and their arms are just stiff.
Yep. Yeah.
That shit's nuts. They go straight mummified, bro.
Yeah, but jiu-jitsu's fun, man, and like that's the way that we teach out there.
You gotta choke him out still, I feel, man. You try to skate this, bro. Somebody needs to choke your ass out.
I think you should.
You gotta feel it. No,
I think you should. I think it was good. You should do it.
I'm not gonna let him tap. You ready?
I'm not gonna let him tap. All right. Get out of the way here. Let me give some space for you.
Can't wait to rear mount you.
Rear mount me, baby.
Do it sideways a little bit. I feel like I need to be in it more like he was, like to get the proper crunch.
Hang on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
All right, you ready?
Go, bro. Oh, yeah.
All right, go.
Get on it, bro.
Rear naked choke.
Get it, bro.
This behind.
Yep.
And down on the shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like. I only felt it like just that.
Yeah, but it gets tight quick and it feels immediately. That's not okay.
Yeah, this isn't okay.
No, but I think it's cool that you explaining it and like the actual like technique behind it and the like blood flow, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I think it's cool that like people figured this shit. It's like like even like pressure points and shit.
Yeah, I don't believe in pressure points.
No.
No, I mean they're a thing, but like, you know, you're not gonna like. I was training with one guy that came in. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I know all these pressure points and stuff." And he was trying to do it while I was sparring with him. And I was just like, had a rear naked choke, and he was trying to hit pressure points on me. I'm just like, you know, like, yeah, you got pressure points. If anything, they're gonna piss me off. Meanwhile, I'm under your neck, and if I choke you unconscious, I'm gonna kill you and take all your shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. Like people would be like, "Oh, well, I would just gouge their eyes out." It's just like, dude, I have you in a choke. Like, I'm gonna choke you unconscious and kill you and take your shit. Like, yeah, you're gonna put your fingers in my eyes. Cool. I'm gonna protect them. You know, like the people have
aggressive.
Yeah, I think when you have them, in that moment, like the panic sets in, and I think
eyes, they're thinking death. So I'm like,
oh yeah,
fucking get their ass.
Well, it's
the panic sets in though when you start to feel that, and you're starting to struggle with it, and you feel like you can't get out of it. No, that's crazy.
Have you been unconscious from a?
I have not yet, no, because I'm pretty good about tapping in time, and I don't let them go too far. Like a lot of times, competitors will go out pretty often because they train to find the edge of the abyss. You know what I mean? They try to get as far as they can, but I don't really train to compete. Haven't gone out, but yeah, I just love it, man. I love all the technique, man. Oh, what I was about to say was everybody tends to have a very elevated opinion about their ability to fight and defend themselves, which is really it's really
You
difficult
gotta
to
inflate
manage
your own
that.
ego to step into a fight anyway.
Yeah, and
That's my problem. I know for a fact I can't.
no, that's actually a strength. If you came into a martial arts academy, you're coming here with an empty cup. And like that's useful to us, you know what I mean? Like we can fill an empty cup.
That's me. I
Like
can't do shit.
yeah, well, it's easier. You're a better student than a person that comes in there and their cup is full.
A blank slate.
And they don't want to learn anything. It's just like, dude, you're wasting my fucking time. Like people that insist on doing something wrong, or like I have people questioning me all the time, and it's just like, okay, that's cute. And it's about to get to the point where I'm just like, okay. Like this is the fourth time you're questioning me while I'm teaching. And I like questions. Yeah. Questions are great, but they're like, man, that wouldn't work. Or like, yeah, but then they could do this, and it's just like, we can go over that stuff. But I think it'd be much better if I just fight you right now and then show you that this shit works, because it does. But everybody has an elevated perception of themselves and their ability to fight. And the thing is like fighting is a skill. You know, it's just like playing chess. It's just like playing checkers. It's a skill. Like people might have some of the rudimentary stuff, like okay, stay on top. Okay, punch them in the face. Like real rudimentary. I know how to play checkers, but that doesn't mean you're gonna hold up against a guy who plays checkers like it's his fucking job. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna hold up against a guy who plays chess obsessively. And if you go to a chess club and you're beating everybody's ass, you're probably in a bad chess club. So,
yeah, and nobody's gonna want to play you anymore.
And yeah, so when we get people, it happens all the time. People come into the gym and they think that they're just gonna whoop on everybody, and it doesn't happen. So they have one of two reactions: either they double down on their ego and they become impossible to teach, or they get humbled really quickly and they're like, "Wow, I want to learn this," because we're essentially, I mean, you're getting physically in shape, but most of the training is really in your nervous system. It's really training yourself to do these things automatically and to not think about it. So,
how do you deflate the ego and then keep them wanting to keep them motivated?
I haven't figured that out yet. I just kind of I just laugh at them, and I just try not to be a dick, you know, like. So I just try so hard not to be a dick, because I'm kind of representing the academy, and I don't want to be like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, fuck off. But sometimes I try to coach people. I try to give them good advice. I had this kid that was coming in that like was a black belt in Taekwondo. He said he wants to be a multi-million-dollar and whatever in UFC and stuff, and like he just refuses. Dream, man. And dude, and like when he first told me that, I was like, cool, man. Well, if that's what your thing is, you need to be in here every single day. You need to be in here every day. You need to take jiu-jitsu, you need to take kickboxing, you need to take wrestling, and you need to spar all the time, and you need to take care of your recovery. And like, I take people seriously when they tell me their dreams and tell me what they want to do, but then like now it's just like, all right, dude. Well, now you got to do something. Like he likes to talk about it, but I don't ever see him in the gym anymore, you know? Okay.
I know my weakness would be the grappling and stuff, so that's also why I'm intrigued at getting better at that skill. See, I'm more of a boxer than I am a grappler.
Yeah.
My philosophy in all of my fights in my youth was I'm not gonna let anybody get in on me, because I'm skinny and I'm small, so I'm throwing punches to keep you off of me. I'm not gonna let you get in close.
I've never been in a real fight, but I know how to conduct myself. And the way that we teach our introductory lesson is, I mentioned this on the podcast that got deleted, but this is in the dark ethers of the digital world, never to return.
Yeah,
I think, or I said it earlier and I don't remember, but the philosophy of jiu-jitsu, actually I didn't say this, but the philosophy of jiu-jitsu is that I want to take the fight to the ground. I want to put myself in a position where I can effectively attack my opponent and not be attacked, and then I want to end the fight. Like, there's a lot of ways we can end the fight. If I choke my opponent unconscious, he's no longer a threat. Like, I can walk away, I can set his body on fire. Like, I can do what I want. If I get in a fight with a big, strong guy and it's an extreme circumstance and I need to take out one of his arms. If I break one of his arms, even if he's still attacking me, it's going to be even easier to deal with him, you know? If I break one of his ankles or if I blow one of his knees out, I can walk away and he physically can't follow me. So there's a lot of ways we can end a fight. But the magic of jiu-jitsu is that second step of putting ourselves in a position where we can effectively attack somebody and not be attacked. So that's why we never recommend kickboxing for self-defense, because when I can kickbox you, you can still attack me and land a lucky punch. But if I take you down on the ground and I put you in a position, if I put you in what we call a dominant position, then you can no longer effectively attack me anymore. It's like, for example, it's like people in the Olympics that throw javelins. You've seen that? Like they gallop and they throw it and it like flies like 100, 200 yards, however long. Now imagine if they had to do the same thing and they were on their back. Wouldn't go nearly as far, would it?
No.
That's the exact same thing. Like nobody's going to be able to punch you nearly as hard when they're on their back and you're on top of them and they're stuck, you know? So if I put myself in a position where I can effectively attack and not be attacked, then I can effectively defend myself. So it's going to help mitigate things like size and strength. Like some of the jiu-jitsu nerds, they'll tell you like, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu beats size, beats strength. That's bullshit, because if there's a guy that's 400 pounds of muscle and he runs 7 miles every day, he's going to give me problems. You know, I'm going to have a hard time with this guy. But when I take him to the ground, I'm still going to mitigate that. I'm going to help mitigate his size and his strength and stuff. So jiu-jitsu is a superpower, man. There's no fucking way around it. It is like, and you get your ass beat for a long time before you get to that point where it is like a.
How do you go into that process? Like, where do you get the wins from to keep you going?
I think my first big like light bulb that went off for me that I was finally getting it was like 3 months in, and I wasn't even getting it, but 3 months in, some bigger guy had just started, and it was his like third class or something like that, and I was sparring with him, and I just wrecked this dude. Like, just ran circles around him, strangled him several times, and I was just like, holy shit, this actually works. This dude was bigger than me, he was stronger than me, but because of my like technique and my skill level, I was able to control him and to submit him several times. So then I was like, oh, okay. But what's really keeping me going was some advice that I got from my coach's coach. He was in town for a seminar, and somebody asked him about some fake black belts type thing. And one of the things he said was that because the fake black belt in question, it turned out that this dude was actually a real black belt. He was actually a real black belt, but he just wasn't that good. So he got called out for being a fake black belt, but he knew him personally, and he knew the person who gave him a black belt. He knew it was real. But the way that he explained it is like getting your black belt is like graduating high school. Like, you know, you get the diploma, but somebody graduates at the top. Some people graduate at the top, some people graduate at the bottom, but you still have the diploma. I'm just like, fuck, I could get a black belt? Like, I thought you had to be like good enough to get it. Like, you have to be like a badass. But I'm just like, that kind of changed the way I think about it, because I'm just like, oh, I just have to keep showing up and I keep studying, and eventually I'm gonna get it. And then I started thinking like, oh shit, what would the black belt Ryan be like? Fuck, I gotta meet that guy.
Black belt Ryan.
Sounds dope.
Watch out.
How long do you think it's gonna take you to get to black belt Ryan?
I think I'm pretty close to purple belt right now. Purple belt's about halfway, and I'm like 11 years in.
Shit.
So
Okay,
it's gonna be. I would say it's gonna be. If purple and brown go quickly, I would say it's at least 5 years.
Man,
if they go quickly.
I mean, it sounds like you. Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna be. I'm gonna try. Somebody could get a timer out. I need to know.
All right, I'll just make a note here.
You got
Ready?
it. Let's go. Let me see.
All right. Well, I'll go next.
How fast do you think you did it?
Man,
We'll go back. We'll be able to track it.
Guess it's like.
Yours was at least.
Guess was like 3 minutes.
I would say less than that.
Yeah.
Might have been.
I'd say less than almost 2. I'd say like right around 2.
I'm gonna take a drink first.
Yeah, my tummy is rumbling.
Yeah, man, this is a bad idea, bro.
Brian, you had a steak burrito.
All right, hang on 1 sec.
Some thick poops tomorrow at work.
I'm already sweating. like crazy.
Nice. Stopwatch. All right, you ready?
I gotta go.
I'm gonna start it at the first crunch. I was a little early on that, but that's alright.
See, what I would do is I'd crunch the bag up to little pieces and then just...
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Reducing the chewing time. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get those in there,
Yeah,
but
they're dry.
crunch them up.
they're so delicious though, man. They were so good. And I didn't really feel the heat until the bag was done smashed. Like
Yeah, I'm good so far.
Yeah, I felt almost none of the heat until it was done. I was just like, dude, are you serious? This is it?
You should try one of these jelly beans.
I'm good. I think I'm done with the hot stuff.
They're hot, bro.
Belly.
All right, fuck it. Give me one. Which one did you eat earlier?
Do the orange one.
What's the orange one?
It's
I had a jalapeno.
Habanero?
I don't think... Yeah, we don't have any of the ghost
That was the
pepper
first one
ones.
he
You don't have any? You don't have any Reapers?
No, I think we ate them. I think
It
there's
might
only
be.
like 2
Dump it
Reapers
out.
in there. Yeah, dump them out. I don't know which ones are which.
Where should I dump
Very
that?
well
It's right
flavor.
here.
That's fine.
It's getting hot.
Habanero's hot.
Which one did you eat earlier?
He had the jalapeno and I had the habanero. The orange.
This one right here, that's the habanero?
No, the
God,
orange.
there's a bunch of these, bro.
Oh, I see it. That habanero fucked you up, huh?
It's pretty spicy.
Yeah? You gonna eat one with me?
I'll eat one again. I don't have any water. Get a water.
I'm gonna shoot in the oh my god, my lips are so hot. Oh, bad idea.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
There's so many.
You're at 1:40.
Oh my god.
Hey, can I get one of those too? Thank you, sir.
For $5, we'll put it on your tab.
All right, thank you. That's reasonable. You guys ate all the Reapers.
Unless we end it with something hot.
Ooh,
You right now?
Get it
Right
to me.
now? There you go, buddy. Oh shit!
Yeah.
There it is. I was just like chewing it. I'm like, yeah, I got nothing yet, but then it hit the back of my throat.
Ooh.
That's actually kind of tasty too. It tastes like a real habanero.
I think it's in my nose snot. I mean,
Have you eaten an entire bag of that yet? No?
just had like one chip at a time. Oh, bro.
I can't handle spice at all.
Yep. The way to do it is just to blow your asshole out with it, man. Just fucking.
See, I don't have spicy shits after these.
Well, I mean, it was a euphemism, you know. You really just dive in the deep end.
Oh
and
my god, I'm
fucking-
at 3 minutes. There's so
Hit it
many.
hard.
There's so many left.
You keep
Crunch
going.
them up.
Keep going.
Dust them up, bro.
Put them on nose.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Maybe I'm just still like desensitized from earlier, like, because that burned me up, man.
The chips?
Oh yeah, they burned me up pretty good. It was definitely not nothing, that's for sure.
It's still hot.
Yeah, that one's alright. Not bad. That tasted good though. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, they're not horrible tasting, but whoo boy.
You're almost
almost
done.
at 4 minutes,
smash
bro.
it out. Smash it out. Bang it out. Bang it out. Just keep going. The longer you slow down, like the
I
more
know.
it should be. There you go. Suck that dick.
Damn, my lips are.
It's just pain. It's not real. It's just a sensation, you know?
It's all an illusion. 999, baby.
No. It was hard as fuck to try to talk during the beginning of this.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like I just can't say words.
Why is this one hotter than the first one?
Procrastination, man. Procrastination.
How you feeling, bro? You got some chips on your...
It's real, bro. Oh, there's so much left.
Dust them up, bro.
Dude,
I'm gonna finish it.
We're waiting on you, bro.
Don't lick the lips. Oh.
Ending on you. We're ending on you, bro. Gotta finish it.
you're coming up on 5 minutes, homie.
I'm such a bitch. Oh, you're doing this next, bro. We gotta
Next pod.
Next
We gotta
pod.
buy some more. Yeah, it's intense, bro. Oh, just the cold feels good. I know the water's not supposed to help.
Cold does feel good.
Neuroplasticity.
You're so dumb. Oh my god. CFO's gonna hate you.
I get a dopamine kick so that I want to continue to do this horrible stuff to my person.
Let's go, bro. Come on. Let's get it
Eat
done.
the rest of it. Come on.
Let's get it done.
All right, we gotta close this thing out, man. Hey, what's the last thoughts, man? Final thoughts. Shit.
Final thoughts.
Oh
Well,
my god, it's hot.
Don't have any final thoughts, but check out tled Check out forgingflame.com.
Anything else you need to plug? Where can they reach you?
Don't reach me.
Don't reach him, man. He'll reach out to you.
I'll reach you.
He's finding some interesting people, man, for real. It's been some interesting characters on there.
No,
You guys have talked about everything from like drinks to clothes to writers, musicians, artists. It's dope.
We had a guy on there that was
Our dumbasses.
Oh, the veteran dude who did the realistic. That shit's dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
That dude's awesome. I want to talk to him. He's got what's the neurological Parkinson's? Yeah, and
Parkinson's,
man,
yep.
beautiful work, bro.
beautiful work, super cool guy. That was Charles Burt.
Charles Burt.
Charles Burt, artist.
What's up, Charles Burt?
Charles Burt.
Flowers to Charles Burt.
Flowers to
Come
Charles
on,
Burt.
come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
Come
Oh
on
my
the
God.
pod.
But yeah, ledsalladmusic.com, forgingflame.com. I guess if people wanted to reach me, they could find me on Instagram at ryan.sellick. Wait, no, that's shit. I just gave my email. All right, if you want to email me, ryan.sellick.com. But no, for real, Instagram ryan.sellick. Basically my name everywhere.
Got a P.O. box?
I'm single.
Yeah, he is ready to mingle.
No P.O. box yet. I'm not that far along, but
Baby Nick is also single, ready to christen your kringle as
baby
well.
Nick is single.
I'm off the
Ladies,
market, ladies.
Not
Fellas.
official, though.
Everybody.
It's only Facebook official.
I'm a little offended.
That's true,
that you
but-
only covered two of the genders there.
Yeah, you know what? There's too many. I
You
can't.
didn't
There's too many.
cover
I'm
all-
dyslexic, man. I'm gonna fuck it up, bro.
You
God
didn't-
damn, there's still
You
more.
didn't cover all 800 of them.
Ah,
How dare
my
you?
saliva went.
Oh my god.
I did something.
Finish them. You're gonna let Dre
I'm
out.
gonna keep y'all hanging around. Oh my god, it's almost 8 minutes.
You're gonna let D'Angelo outperform you?
Oh, bro, it's getting better, but good. Why
How long
back
did
so
D'Angelo
immediately high
take?
again?
Like 5 minutes, maybe.
5 minutes?
We had an 8-minute clip that we
He
put
was
up.
kind of
so-
taking his time with that, though. Like I
Well,
saw
he
him
wasn't
eat
going
that,
to
he
eat
was
all
just
of
kinda
them, but he had to rise to the challenge because he was like, "You mean a Christian rapper ate the whole bag? I can't lose."
Mm-hmm.
But now he got upstaged because you got to eat the whole bag by yourself.
within 3 minutes.
I don't. Oh.
Then 2, dude.
We've been watching. He's been making me watch this dude who eats all this crazy amounts of food. and-
Matt Stoney.
That shit's nuts.
It's on
bro.
YouTube. He eats like massive proportions.
All right, I'm almost around.
You see, there's another guy on YouTube that does a lot of hot shit. I think it's Chase the Heat or something. This dude is insane, dude. Like, I've seen him eat several Carolina Reapers. I've seen him eat something ridiculous, like 10 or 20
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Pocky chips, the one chip challenge.
No way.
Yeah, dude, he just dusts them off. I saw him drink nearly a whole bottle of the Last Dab stuff from Hot Ones. Insane, dude. I don't know how he's
Did you try the
still
Last Dab?
alive. Yeah, I've tried that. It's actually kind of tasty.
I'm gonna go ahead and wipe
but-
this off of my Walmart shirt.
Dude, I fucked up with that stuff last July 4th. We were all together. We were making pulled pork sandwiches, and I would just like dab it just a little bit, like on every one. And it was like, a little bit of heat, not a whole lot, but it was like
Oh, that reminded
some
me.
of that flavor. But then I
9
got
minutes
like a
and
little
19
tipsy.
seconds.
I got a little tipsy, and I got a little heavy with the dab. I had a bad time after that.
Oh my
A
god.
bad
what
time.
is that?
Had a bad time.
Hey, you told me about kind of astral projecting.
I don't think I've talked about that at all.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about something. You kind of go
were,
into.
Were you astral projecting when you were talking to me about astral
I
projection?
could have been, man. I'm not sure what's real anymore.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all everything's just all the Matrix is crazy, bro.
Oh, yeah. Do you believe in the Matrix, Nick?
I don't know if I believe in anything.
Yeah. It's a good way to be.
I like to question.
He's objective.
I want to learn everything.
He said his
question
biggest fear
everything.
is not knowing, so he just wants knowledge, and that's what this is about: talking to people and gaining perspective. And my mouth is hot as fuck.
Yeah, dude, my tongue's still burning. I think we should end on that.
Is that it? Oh.
All right, now that I've come on your podcast and we talked for about 45 minutes before we deleted that, and then I strangled you and made you eat your own hot stuff.
We also had like 40 minutes of just green room time where we were just chatting and getting caught up.
We suck at this.
Yeah,
so
man.
bad.
It's unfortunate we didn't record all of it. We could have had like a 6-hour podcast. It would have been glorious.
It's just going to have to be good enough at an hour and 54 minutes. So.
Yeah, I look forward to the collab as well.
Collab lab.
Collab lab. I'm getting shards that are stuck into my teeth. It's just reigniting the...
Your lips are red.
Man.
So how do Asians do with heat? Is that a thing?
Yeah. The only thing they have at teeth is wasabi, right?
I'm not sure what Asian genes I got. I didn't get the Asian gambling gene.
Oh, no.
I did get.
Wish you would have got the crazy rich Asian gene.
No, I didn't get that, bro. I never met my dad. He could be one of them. I doubt it. That's not it.
Mr. Chang. Joey Chang.
Oh.
Can you change it to Chang?
I can't be Joey Chang, bro. I'm glad that I didn't grow. It was meant to be that I didn't have to grow up in the hood as one of the tallest kids and also being the only Asian and my last name be Chang. You can't be Joey Chang, bro.
You do have one of the whitest names.
I already fought too much. I would have been having to fight.
Joey Turner is a white ass name.
It is. I got a super basic ass white name. It's awesome. I think I've been flirting with the idea of changing my last name to something like an adverb. I keep going back to vigorously, like Joseph vigorously, and then everything that I do in the sentence that follows it's been done vigorously by my person.
So dumb.
My Facebook wife is not on board.
No.
It just keeps getting into my. Oh, it's all in my mucosa.
You good?
I'm good. It's still there.
I feel like you're being a little dramatic.
A little bit.
No, I get what he's going through. I went through it for like the first 15 minutes of this podcast.
And you powered through.
I just can't. Ooh, anything more than that. Ooh, that is.
You guys were like asking me questions about my music. I'm like, you guys need to shut the fuck up. For a couple minutes, man.
Yeah, just is the podcast coming back on or what, man?
What are you doing?
Who's the next guest?
He's just like, oh, my mouth is hot.
Yeah, we'll do we'll be guests on your podcast and do it in our space as a super ironic thing. Because we got to do another episode on yours to come back and say, hey, we actually did start it and we suck at it.
Yes. Good. Yeah, let's do it.
But
we need to have Nick Hinton on here.
Absolutely.
And he's pretty good with hot food challenges. Oh man, he'll
How fast
put
do you
us
think
all.
he can smash the
his
bag?
glorious beard.
Well,
what are you gonna challenge him
it
to?
would then be a matter of how fast can you eat it.
Yeah, because
because the heat's not gonna.
See, I feel like he'd be on my team and like crunch it up and be like, no, done.
It's also not just the heat, but it's also it's dry, so you're kind of like trying to choke them down.
Yeah, it's tough. So what did we say? 9 minutes and 19 seconds or something?
I bet Nick could beat that.
Absolutely,
sure
he'll smash that. I felt like I was acting like a little bitch over here.
You stopped for a minute, so
I had a big drink.
We should bring out some Carolina Reapers. Get the party going.
Where do you even get those?
You have to order them? I think he's got some at his kitchen.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right.
He's got it freeze dried or something.
I heard those make people go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know about that. Man, like I said, I don't want it to.
Yeah, I'm never eating one of those again. But you guys could.
I don't want it to come out either end after I've ingested it.
Was the vomit hot?
Oh yeah, big time.
My brown eye's gonna burn tomorrow.
Yeah,
for
it was.
sure.
It ruined me. It was bad, but.
Yeah, it's a tough experience. So it was a bad trip.
It was a bad time. But I've done some of those spicy wings challenges, and you get such a rush of endorphins when you just slam some hot ass.
It's a weird thing. It's kind of a weird experience.
Dude.
Like,
and when you do it with people, you kind of like, it's like, all right, man, like
Let's go.
We went through that. Holy shit.
we're still here.
You feel like,
We're still
you
here.
feel like bonded with people because you both suffered together, you know, like.
But you come out of it a little stronger, like you said. You build up a tolerance. You callous yourself to it, and I think it's working to overcome that adversity. Like you said, it shuts you down for a minute too. Like, shit, I can't think of words right now. It's just hot. That's all I can think of is hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm good now. But yeah, I'm starting to feel that belly rumble.
Yeah, you're gonna feel that for a minute.
Whole bag of those.
Whole bag.
Fuck.
Hey man, I had a fantastic time. I'm glad that you were able to rush on over here and stay up late, even after a long ride to
Appreciate
the Nasty
it.
Natty.
I'm glad I could give you guys some energy because
Oh,
that's all I
God.
was worried about. It was like
I'm
being
glad you were
like a
here to
dope-
be able to
I know
fix
you're-
what happened.
Yeah.
Who brings an
Guidance,
introvert onto
man.
a podcast?
Well, we didn't really fix anything.
I mean, but you made me learn some things.
Hey,
I
you got
appreciate
some
that.
knowledge on us, and that's appreciated
Yep.
as always.
Yep.
We're gonna keep evolving our broke ass podcast, and we're gonna keep pushing yours as well. And
All right. Well, we'll see if Forging Flame makes a comeback.
come on, man, get us some views.
Blow them
man.
up.
Absolutely.
Blow up.
Blow them.
Blow us up. Blow us.
Yes.
Nick's married though.
I mean, so.
Whoa. Time out.
I'm just kidding. I love Pam.
Map.
Pam's his wife.
Connected those dots. Yeah.
It's short for Pamela.
You guys hear about the dyslexic atheist?
No.
He kept yelling, "There is no dog! There is no dog!" There's no dog.
Oh, I get it.
Damn
I
it.
know it
It's
is.
so bad. Oh, okay.
Good night, cruel world.
We'll see you next time.
Several more of the same, but on the road that you pay.